Hi everyone, welcome to Networkers Nest. This is Manohar. Today we are going to learn a very simple topic of basic networking. We are going to understand how a simple file transfer from one computer to another. To understand this, according to networking, I am using 5-layer model to understand it. I'm not using OSI reference model as reference because it is more easy to understand with these 5 layers. So let's begin. Suppose this is a computer which is sending a file. It can be any file. You are typing on your web browser a URL, that is a HTTP file, or you are sending an email. We are going to use an email example. So I can simply compare it with our mail analogy to understand how it is working. So we simply consider an email. To send an email from your computer, what you do? You use a program. For example, you are using a program for email. There are multiple programs. Let's consider Microsoft Outlook. I hope everyone is aware with all the programs of email. So we are considering one of them, Microsoft Outlook. So application program is the program which is going to communicate with our network model's first layer, application layer. Each application program first talks to application layer. All the IT problems, daily problems which we encounter daily, like our Firefox is corrupted, our email application program is not working. These are problems which are considered at application layer. So first thing, your program is going to communicate with application layer and saying I have to send an email and it need to be delivered to your mail server, right? Each application layer program have its own protocols that are called application layer protocol. For example, SMTP for email, FTP, HTTP, DNS, so on. For our example, we are going to talk about SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, Layer 7 application layer protocol. So at this point, you must be thinking, what is the purpose of application layer? What is it really doing? To understand that, let's take our simple post box mail analogy. So, you are posting a letter. What you do? You simply use a language which is understandable by the recipient, right? Or you use paragraphs, salutations, signatures. So you make a complete format of the letter, right? But at this stage, you haven't put it into an envelope. You simply write down the letter. The same fashion, application layer is going to encode the data, encrypt the data, or manage the sessions. So we have simply arranged the letter. What we haven't put, who is going to receive letter, what is the address, that's it. Application layer is only going to encode, encrypt or manage the session. So the next thing is, it is going to move the data down into stack to application layer. So the simply data comes to transport layer. Now transport layer is going to do what? The first thing is, it is going to specify which protocol is going to process the data at receiving end. You heard me right, at receiving end. So how it will tell that which application layer protocol is going to process the data? So it uses destination port. You must be thinking, what is destination port? So every application layer protocol have its unique numerical identifier. In case of email, SMT protocol has port number 25. So it is going to say that destination port here is 25. So when it reaches to application layer at receiving end, it is going to check at transport layer what is the port number. Port number is 25. So it is going to process the data to SMTP protocol. And SMTP is mail protocol, email protocol, right? So it process the data according to that and send it to appropriate application in your computer, right? That's the first job of transport layer. What is the other job of transport layer? It uses source port. It adds with the data the source port. This whole process to add the new headers is called encapsulation. So at transport layer it added destination port. The next thing it is going to do is to add source port. So what is source port? Any unique random number. It gives any unique random number to each. And the source port is, it tells the session number. So at your computer, it may be simultaneously you have multiple sessions. So those all do not get mixed up. It uses a source port. There is a range for this. We will discuss it in other topics. So source port has any unique number. So to understand what is destination port, source port, it's like you are sending an email, on envelope you are writing the recipient name, like destination port, the recipient name, it can be any, right? Source port, the sender's name. So at envelope you already put down the recipient name and who is sending the data. So is that the only job of transport layer? If you are thinking so, wrong. There is one more job that is done by transport layer and it is really important. But to discuss that, first let's go back to our mail analogy. When you send a letter, you simply post it into your mailbox, right? And do not bother whether it reached or not. But sometimes you bothered about whether it reached or not, right? So in that case, what do? You do a mail registry and simply ask, please send me acknowledgement once it reached to destination, right? So there are two scenarios. One, once you deliver the letter and do not bother whether it reached or not. And second case, whether it reached or not, you want an acknowledgement, right? In the same fashion, there are two things. TCP, Transmission Control Protocol, and UDP, User Datagram Protocol, right? And we also call these protocols as layer 4 protocol or transport layer protocol. So UDP is a case where you simply post the letter and do not bother whether it reached or not, right? So why we use UDP? Why we are not bothered whether it reached or not? Sometimes when you send the data, you are more concerned that it should be reached as fast as can, whether it reached completely or not. Whether you missed something, you do not bother. But you are more concerned about speed. For example, VoIP, voice over IP. You are using VoIP, right? So at sometimes when you're talking with someone, sometimes you miss the part of conversation. But that's okay, because you want to reach the voice very fast to you. You can't wait, right? Or you are doing online gaming. You do not bother whether you missed a frame when you are playing or not, because it's okay. You need speed. You want to play. You don't want your online gaming to be buffering for half an hour, right? Or it send you data that's okay. You got the first frame. Now acknowledge it. So you want all the frames together, right? You have no time to acknowledge. But sometimes it's more important that you should acknowledge it. Like you are sending a email. When it reached to destination, you got a whole timestamp. At what time it reached, right? Whether it reached or not, you get the acknowledgement. And if it not reached, it tries one again, right? So for example, TCP, I already told mail example SMTP, port number 25, is a protocol which is called TCP protocol because it asks for acknowledgement. UDP, I already give you example, VoIP, online gaming, or DNS. When you type a URL on a web browser, you are more concerned that DNS should reply within few seconds. So for that it uses UDP. There is a complete theory how TCP work and UDP work. But we are not going to discuss what packets should be sent there, what is the whole communication. We will discuss it completely in other classes. So further it moves to network layer. After that there are more headers that is added to this. We'll discuss it later. So I just make you understand what is happening in application layer and transport layer. That's it from my end for today.
Please like, subscribe and hit the bell icon for such more videos. Also visit and write us for more information. Thanks for watching.